Onside.
Dolphins game, and it's an onside kick.
Hello, and welcome back to the Onside Kick Show. My name is Zach Stein.
My name is Gavin Lemke. Welcome back.
We are here in the studio for our last episode of the season. But nonetheless, we're vibing. We're out here. Happy
Friday
Wednesday.
vibes, man. The boys are buzzing on a Friday. Feels good.
Last week on a college campus for me, man. I'm trying to enjoy it. But yeah, boys are feeling good. And you know what? We have a special guest here today.
Oh, do we?
We do. We talked about a fiery redhead maybe coming onto the show last week. Well, I would like to introduce the man himself, someone who is a up-and-coming DJ, aspiring sports bet placer, and the man who is taking a picture with George Kittle. Please welcome the one and only Tyla Deal.
Yeah, clap it up for him. Clap it up for him. Come on.
How's it going?
He's back, man.
Get your mic on.
Yeah, hold up.
All right.
He's back, bro.
In the bucket hat and everything. Yeah.
How we doing?
I'm doing all right, man. How about yourself?
We're doing good.
I'm cool.
Yeah. Glad to hear. Well, as you know, Tyler, we're going to be talking about some ball today. And go ahead and tell the listeners and viewers what football team you support.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Bears.
Yeah.
It's kind of a meme at this point how much I like the Bears and don't know about football, but yeah, the Bears are everyone's favorite bad team until this coming season. We look scary, so that'll be exciting, actually.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But yeah, so welcome back to the show. We got some news to talk about today. We got a lot of stuff happening. Tyler, dear, we'll give you a specific segment later today, but feel free to chime in with your thoughts on anything here.
Sure.
Gab, you want to go ahead and start us off with some news about everyone's favorite quarterback?
Yeah, bro, breaking news. The NFL's favorite player, every NFL fan's favorite player, Ben DiNucci, out of a job.
No.
As of this morning. No. Cut by the Broncos, bro.
It can't be.
We're pissed, man. NFL Twitter is pissed, angry about it. Ben DiNucci, if anybody, he deserves a job.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT in a lot of people's minds.
Yeah.
I was getting trolled a lot with the TikToks, people sending me the Ben DiNucci TikToks. It was never a joke to me. Like, I think he's actually legit. He's got that. He's got starter talent, bro, and it's sad, man. He's jobless now.
Yeah. Tough quarterback room, arguably better than the Chiefs, as we've talked about. You know, they got Zach Wilson, they got Bo Nix, who should be the next Mahomes, according to Sean Payton.
Yep.
So yeah, they got some talent in there. I think they also have like Brett Rippon or someone. But yeah, he got released. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Where do you think he ends up?
Dude, I think he ends up Detroit Lion, and he's the third string quarterback. And Hendon Hooker never really fully recovers from his injury, so Goff goes down. DiNucci comes in, saves the Lions, maybe wins like a wild card playoff game or something, and DiNucci gets all the praise. Maybe a statue in Detroit for whatever he's done. But yeah, Ben DiNucci, bro, I feel like the story's not over yet.
No, it can't be. Yeah. His career, he has a bright future. That'll be something to watch. Last week, we also talked about on the show how Marvin Harrison Jr., he didn't sign his player agreement, so he can't be in Madden or have a jersey, but he just signed that. So, Tyler, you can go and get your Marvin Harrison Jr. jersey for the Cardinals if you desire now.
Yeah, no, I'm good. If he was going to end up on the Bears, that's all me, but I don't really mess with the Cardinals.
Right. No, I feel that. But, yeah, just an update on that. He's good now.
So he'll be in Madden and stuff?
He will be. No Harvin Marison, no wide receiver 18. We'll have Marvin Harrison Jr. in there. It's a $1 million player agreement, by the way.
Is that unusual?
I'm not too sure. That just seems like a lot of dough for me, just to be in a video game. But I don't know. I mean, maybe
Seems
that's
like
everybody.
Not enough though to me.
You know, I heard that this goes back to some beef Marvin Harrison had in college, where there was some I think it was Fanatics, because this deal was with Fanatics. They were trying to get him some sponsorship or some deal while he was in college, for some NIL stuff, and he felt disrespected by them, and so he stood on business and he didn't sign his deal until he negotiated. So, but here he is now.
He stood on business.
He did.
Respect.
Yeah.
Who's the guy? He was a Rucker who sued NCAA football back in the day, even though his name wasn't even on the
dude in the video game.
Ryan Hart.
That sounds right.
Look that
actually.
up.
Yeah, let's
I know I learned about, in one of my classes this semester, I learned about Ed O'Bannon, who was a UCLA basketball player, I think. And then he went to one of his friends' houses, and his kid was playing like NCAA 05 or something like that, and it was just him on the game. And he's like, wait a minute, is that me? And he was like, that's kind of bogus that I'm not getting paid for that. And that's kind of like the start of the downfall of the NCAA video game series.
Hey, well, it's coming back this summer, and should be fun. Should be good. We'll get everybody in the game except for.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
It's gonna be dope.
Iowa Hawkeyes might win a natty.
And what you said about Ryan Hart, Rutgers quarterback. So yeah, there's this whole article. Oh, the erosion of creative freedom, the battle over publicity rights. They're saying So of the Scarlet Knights, the Rutgers team, Ryan Hart was the quarterback. He was named in a class action lawsuit against EA, claims that they infringed upon his right of publicity by including his information and statistics in EA football games without authorization.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's your history, man. That's you're absolutely right.
Yeah, you gotta get paid for that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I would take all the credit for it, but really that was just part of the splurge studying I did this past week for some tests. So shout out University of Iowa.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome that they're even that's a class that's in a class that you can take.
Right.
Let's talk about another receiver here who maybe got into some legal trouble and then some more legal trouble.
No.
Are you familiar with the Rashee Rice situation? Driving pretty fast.
Yeah, didn't he crash and run off with his posse? Yeah.
Not fun. And they're talking about suspending him. He's on an ongoing legal battle right now. Well, unfortunately, according to the Dallas Morning News, he's also suspected in a downtown Dallas assault just a little over a month, which this multi-vehicle hit-and-run crash happened. So, not fun for Rashee Rice. They signed Hollywood Brown the offseason. They traded up for Xavier Worthy, man who broke the combine record. And now Rashee Rice, I don't even know if he's going to play this year.
Yeah, that's tough, bro. Another, it always starts with a verbal altercation at the club that ends up in physical contact. I feel like that's how almost so many stories go. But I don't know, man. It kind of depends on who you are, if you'll get off or not. He's already got another pending charge. He was driving 120 miles an hour and crashed out. So that already doesn't look good. I don't know, but he caught a touchdown in the AFC Championship. That's something.
Right.
Right? I don't know. He has value. He's got leverage. I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough for the Chiefs. But, yeah, luckily they made some moves at wide receiver over the offseason.
Yeah, very true. Now that we got that bogus news out of the way, let's talk about some stuff that we're all familiar with. So, we all know Cooper DeJean, right? We all know Caitlin Clark. Go ahead, take the floor on this, Gav.
Yeah, I mean, DeJean, he was on the Up and Adams show with Kay Adams, lovely NFL reporter. She's dope. DeJean told Kay Adams that he thinks he would beat Caitlin Clark 1v1. He says that Caitlin Clark texted him saying that she doesn't think he would beat her. And that DeJean just responded coolly, yeah, I would. It's over.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I don't know. Who you got, DeJean or Caitlin Clark? Because I will say I've seen DeJean hoop in person. We were actually at the runs one time. We were playing 5-on-5. One of my buddies, shout out Caden, he went down, man. He twisted his ankle or something. We looked to the bench. DeJean's right there lacing up his shoes. And he looks at my boy. He's like, yo, you need one? You need a sub? And my boy Caden's like, no. I'm like, dog, I could have just hooped with Cooper DeJean. What are you doing? I could have been throwing him lobs. And then sure enough, 10 minutes later, he's a couple courts down from us, and we're glancing over, and you just see DeJean catching lobs, throwing down, hitting deep threes. I was like, dude, I didn't know DeJean had game like that.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. So yeah, no, I mean, I believe it. I believe that he could beat Caitlin Clark. I would love to see it play out though.
His high school basketball tape is crazy. Tyler, you're hitting the runs all the time. What do you think? Who would win in a 1v1 versus Caitlin Clark or Cooper DeJean?
Yeah, it's tough to say. You got the Curry of women's basketball versus some freak athlete. I mean, I have seen the high school highlights. He's just yamming nonstop. I mean, it's tough to say if Clark gets hot chucking threes over him. There could be something there, but he can dunk on her. I don't know. It's hard to say, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the number one player that I could see, the number one NFL player that I could see playing in the NBA is defensive backs, because they got the craziest feet movement. You know what I mean? They're crazy, agile like that, and they could just clamp an NFL receiver. I feel like they could also clamp a basketball player. You know what I mean? Like, do you think who's a good like NFL corner?
Jalen Ramsey.
Do you think Jalen Ramsey could stay? Do you think Jalen Ramsey could guard Kyrie?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. He's got length, but pause. But he's I don't know. That'd be he's a great athlete. Jalen Ramsey's also like one of the most athletic corners, so maybe that's a bad example.
Yeah, but I mean, DeJean is a corner, so I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like what his position is built for, is like guarding 1-on-1. So I think he could do it versus Clark. If they did it, like if they stream this, if they broadcast this on like ESPN or like even somewhere on YouTube, like it would do insane numbers. So I think like for publicity's, like why not? You know?
Oh yeah, and I mean, they had the Sabrina versus Steph 3-point shooting contest. So
that's what's next.
Caitlin will probably be up there next.
Clark versus Curry next.
Yeah. Man, Tyler brings up a good point of one player more physical and the other can just shoot from half court. So
yeah.
I don't know if I could confidently say who would win that, but I think that's just a fun debate.
Does Caitlin Clark play defense?
Oh, she plays defense. You kidding me?
Does she?
Yeah, she plays defense.
All right.
Oh yeah, steals, all that.
What's the height comparison?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, Caitlin Clark's like 6'1", I think. Cooper DeJean is probably similar.
Yeah, they're actually very close in
height. He's 6'1".
But he's probably a little bit heavier.
Yeah,
that dude's jacked.
Yeah, he's 6'1", 207, it says. Caitlin Clark is 6 feet, and I don't have 155. So I don't know. Again, physicality versus skill. I don't know. We'll see. But only one way to find out. You know?
I think it needs to happen, bro. I think at Kinnick Stadium, dead center of the court or dead center of the field, they build a court like they did for the crossover at Kinnick. But then instead of a regular basketball game, it's just Caitlin Clark versus DeJean 1-on-1. I bet you could sell out the entire stadium, which I don't know how big Kinnick is. Probably like 70,000 or something like that.
Yes, around that, I would say.
At Kinnick. And I feel like you could do even more. Standing room only. I feel like that would be one of the greatest shows on turf and on hardwood.
Yeah, love to see it. That'd probably be like a charity event, raise a ton of money.
Kind of in the same vein, though. Talking about like NFL players versus NBA players or WNBA players. Austin Rivers kind of went out on a limb the other day. I forget, did he like tweet this or was this on a show? I'm not 100% sure, but he said that 30 NBA players could play in the NFL, but 30 NFL players could not play in the NBA. So think about that. So 30 NBA players could play in the NFL. Who could you think of off the top of your head? Like NBA players, like maybe Anthony Edwards.
I mean, LeBron.
For
sure.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards, I feel like could play any sport.
I don't know who else.
It's about where the list ends.
Yeah. So does he have a point? I don't know. I think all these guys, if they train differently, they could play in the NFL, the NBA.
Yeah. If they train for it, like I know it's common for college basketball players, like power forwards, maybe don't make the NBA, go play NFL tight end, like Mo Alley Cox. Or like Julius Peppers played defensive end in the NFL. He was a former basketball player. So I guess it's possible, but I feel like you usually go from basketball to football. I don't think football players are really destined for basketball at all. Like I guess the argument would be like LeBron.
Right.
LeBron could do it. LeBron could be like a pretty good wide receiver. Other than that, like I can't think of any players that would translate.
No, yeah, at 40 years old too, LeBron doing that would be kind of insane. That reminds me, there was an MLB player, Monte Harrison. He's a former MLB player. He's like 28. He was a 4-star wide receiver recruit in the 2014 class. Now he just committed to Arkansas football at age 28 after playing in for the Marlins in the MLB.
How do you do that? What?
Couldn't tell you.
There's got to be some sort of rule like against that. He's
Right.
28.
Yeah, eligibility and whatnot. Like, there's no way. Man,
Is it a loophole because he's going to a different sport? Or
yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess I wonder if he didn't go to college before.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds. Yeah, maybe he has like 2 years of eligibility left, and he's just going to use them on a whole different sport.
So let's see. He spent the last near decade playing professional baseball, including the MLB. Let's see. He originally committed to Nebraska in 2014, but then he was drafted by the Brewers in the second round. So yeah, he didn't go to college, but he was recruited by Nebraska. Wow. And so now he's going to Arkansas.
Do you know what position he plans on playing?
It's a good question. Let's see.
That's crazy, man. What a life this guy might have. He must have like a YouTube channel or something where he's vlogging all of it.
Yeah,
because like people have to know about that.
And if he doesn't, then he should now. Let's see. He's got a career 176 batting average, not great. 2 home runs, 6 RBI. He was an outfielder. What is he going to play in football? Let's see. Well, he was recruited as a wide receiver, so I guess they want him to play wide receiver.
Yeah, just an athlete, I guess.
Huh? Yeah. Well, that'll be a fun story to watch.
Yeah, multi-sport athletes are dope, bro. I mean, Anthony Edwards, like, this clip has been resurfacing a lot lately of him just telling the interviewer that he would be good at like hockey, baseball, swimming, everything. I would love to see Anthony Edwards like this offseason just be like on the PGA Tour or something.
That'd be fun. Celeb game for sure. He could do that.
Then we would know for sure if he's Jordan's kid if he plays golf.
Yeah, true. He said it himself. He said, man, that's the GOAT. Like, people got to stop comparing me to him. But, like, more and more each day on the court, he'll do, like, specific things. Yeah. He's holding his hand up, walking backwards or whatever. Like, and people are like, Jordan.
It's literally Jordan. Yeah. It's crazy. It's the most convinced I've been since. I was pretty convinced when Jimmy Butler made the finals in the COVID year, like in the bubble. I was like, yeah, Jimmy Butler is probably Michael Jordan's son. And then I think that got debunked somehow. Okay. And then, but yeah, no, I'm back on it with the Anthony Edwards thing.
Hey, all he needs to do to deny it is just take a DNA test, and then we'll see.
Nah, because if it's invalid, then it's like there's no fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. Keep people wondering.
Yeah,
lifelong conspircy.
Let the rumors linger.
Right. They got to do the Who's the Daddy show, but like NBA edition,
like Maury or whatever.
Yeah.
But only Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Like, all these people have been accused of being Michael Jordan's son.
You could probably do a lot with, is it Michael Jordan's kid? I'm going to be real.
Yeah. Because I would personally believe I'd be like, one of these got to be Mike's. Yeah. I'd be like, one of them.
And then, of course, his actual kid is like, isn't he like engaged to Scottie Pippen's ex-wife or something?
Correct.
Yeah, like, what's that about, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a broken family and entourage extended, you could say.
Yeah, I guess so.
You got to be crazy to win that many championships, I suppose.
No,
yeah.
Hey, well, speaking of sport families, let's talk about Shedeur Sanders. He's had a lot of buzz recently on Twitter. Obviously, we all know his dad, DeJean. Tyler's shaking his head. Yeah. You got something to say on this?
Well, Tyler might be shaking his head because Shedeur dropped a song the other day.
Did he?
He dropped a song on Twitter and Instagram, I think, and it was just like pretty much a Walmart like Gunna song, pretty much. Like it was not great.
Yeah, it was trash. What I was getting at though, did you guys see some? No, just one of his teammates was entering the transfer portal, and Schroeder's response was essentially like, "I didn't know him. He was mid." Like, how is that your defense when this kid was like, felt like no one supported me, like sort of thing? Like it's just proof in the pudding right there.
It's crazy to say. Like it's probably just because you were a nobody. Like, you didn't even know about you because you weren't good.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're supposed to be... Like, so this is the story that we're talking about, is that this NFL scout was being interviewed, and he said that Shedeur would have been the #1 pick in this year's draft over Caleb Williams. Like, I don't know. He just doesn't seem like a great, first off, teammate in my eyes.
Yeah.
If he's being like, oh, this guy transferred from our school, I didn't even know him.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
I was gonna say, if he wasn't like a jerk, like
if he declared for the draft, I guess. But he only played like 1 year there, or maybe it was 2. But like
Shedeur?
Yeah. Was this his second year?
This was his first year this past season.
Yeah, because he wasn't bad at all. He was actually,
and it was fun to watch the first couple weeks. I was big on Colorado for a little bit, and then stuff hit the fan.
Yeah, that was his first year, and he had a really nice 69% completion percentage, 3,200 yards, 27 touchdowns, 3 picks. Mm-hmm. Did have negative 77 rushing yards because college is weird and they count sacks.
And I will say though, like watching the Shedeur Sanders games, watching the Colorado games, so many passes were just screens.
That's true.
To where it's like it was like some games he would be like 35 for 42 passing, and you'd be like, oh my God, like this guy's the #1 pick. But then he would have like 230 yards, and you'd be like, I'm not gonna do the math, but like I'm guessing like 6 yards of 5 yards of completion. Like,
right.
I don't know. It's really stats don't really show you everything, I guess.
That's fair. Yeah. And Tyler, the guy you're talking about, his teammate. So his name is Xavier Smith.
That's right.
And so DeJean told him to hit the transfer portal because when DeJean got there, he was just like, "Hey, like I'm scrapping this whole team. You guys better hit the portal." So Xavier Smith didn't. And he was like, yeah, I was actually getting mad, like tears coming to my eyes because, bro, you never even tried to get to know me. He's talking about Deon Sanders telling him they should enter the transfer portal. He said he was destroying guys' confidence and belief in themselves. The way he did it, it could have been done with a little more compassion. And then Shedeur tweets out, I don't even remember him, TBH. Bro had to be very mid at best, which is just crazy. And then he hosted a Twitter space, and then he said some other stuff. So, yeah, really interesting. Character concern is probably going to be something that gets talked about next year if he does come out of the draft.
I was going to say, I mean, it's kind of another instance that just shows this team's record, for example. Like, they were hot to begin with. They were rolling. Then, you know, once you get caught cutting corners, you know, character-wise, that's when you fall apart. It's real evident, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. They did start out hot, and they went on a long losing streak. I'm trying to see their team record.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention with the NFL thing, like it could be like a LaMelo Lonzo Ball situation where he gets drafted and Deon is just like, I'm the coach now. Like he won't leave his son alone. Like let him do his own thing.
Right.
Deon's been like way too active on Twitter lately. Like he just needs to relax, bro. He's sticking up for Shedeur, which I get it, you know, that's his son. Mm-hmm. I totally respect it, but he's just talking crap to like college kids on Twitter that are like trying to get recruited, and like it's making him look bad in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I used to be a lover, but like I can't stand him now.
Yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I still have the jersey, but I liked him as a football player on the Falcons, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know about the coach thing. I love watching Colorado on college football Saturdays just because, like, their stadium is dope. I'll be honest, like, with the mountains surrounding it and everything. Really cool stadium, and they had some fun games to watch last year. But it's too much, like, extra stuff, too much drama surrounding the team to where I might not bother following them this year.
Yeah, man, I mean, we talked about they started hot. Yeah, 3-0, went to 3-2 after a close loss to USC, but still got another win. So they're sitting at 4-2 on the year, and then they lost 6 games in a row.
How about that Oregon game? What was the final score of that Oregon game?
42-6.
42-6.
That was their first loss of the season, yeah. After they barely beat Colorado State in double OT.
That Colorado-Oregon game, that was like game of the week, and that was like Colorado's going to win this game. They're going to be like a college football playoff favorite. And then, yeah, I'm watching a compilation of Shedeur getting sacked right now. Like nothing was working for Colorado at all.
Negative 77 rushing yards. That'll do that to you.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler, we have you on the show here. We know you're big. Well, for those that you don't know, you guys big Trust fan over here.
Yes,
so
sir.
Give us your best your all-star offense. Just Tyla Deal's offense. You can use any player. It can be current. It can be past, present, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Let's hear it.
I mean, I'll be straight up with you. Y'all know I don't know ball like that. So, like, if we're talking O-line, D-line, I couldn't tell you the difference. I'm going to stay away from that.
Yeah, just give me some players. Give me what you got.
Yeah, wide receivers, my favorites all time. I would say Chad Ochocinco. Like, you got to love someone who's a clown and just, like, one of the GOATs at the same time. Like, bro's on a strict diet at McDonald's, like, making people look like children. It's kind of insane, honestly.
Yeah, Viagra, too.
Yeah.
Right?
I think can't confirm
pregame
or deny.
Was maybe like half a Viagra, but like a Viagra and like McDonald's, right?
Now, why would you need Viagra to play a football game?
I don't know. I don't know if I can say like what I'm thinking on air, so I won't. But
I think it's energy and excitement that the pill provides for you.
Excitement for sure.
Yeah, it gets you going, I guess. Ready to compete. Gets the adrenaline up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I bet he thought so. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it probably does make a difference. Is it like a PED? You think?
Yeah. Is that a banned substance? Like, are you not allowed to take Viagra for 4 games?
I feel like probably not.
Right.
I mean,
maybe that's why. Is Chad's career such a lie?
That right now?
Yeah, I'm in incognito for sure. Is Viagra considered a PED? Can it enhance athletic performance? On 2008, let's see. Shout out Stefania Bell, ESPN senior writer, has found that improved performance with the drug. They were done at only extremely high elevations at which oxygen levels were seriously diminished. So every time he went to Denver to play the Broncos, I suppose he would take Viagra to get the energy up.
I feel like he's just taking advantage of a rule. I feel like he's just making the most out of his situation.
A quote from Dr. Gary Green: athletes could be saying that they take Viagra for one reason, to cover up the real reason. And I don't know what that is. And this is a topic that needs some more investigation.
Yeah. Yo, I don't want to interrupt Tyla Deal's lineup right here, but Coach Prime, bro, he has to chill. I'm looking at his Twitter right now. It's like he just like destroys all these dudes that used to play for Colorado on Twitter. And then he's just like, hey, be careful with who's around you. Like, Jesus had Judas. It's like, bro, you're not Jesus, bro. Everything that he does that's wrong, he tries to tie back with like a quote from the Bible or something. And it's always like so far gone and like such a stretch that it's like, Deon, what are you trying to do, bro? I think, I don't know, dude. I'm kind of sick of him. I was hype on him like September of this year.
Oh yeah, he took over the internet.
Like I was big on him college football, but I think I'm done with it, bro. I can't stand all this extra social media stuff.
No more Deon.
Yeah, by no means am I religious, but that's blatantly disrespectful to the Bible, which a lot of people take seriously. Like what's the word you use?
Sacrilegious, I guess.
Yeah, I get.
Right?
I don't think you said that, but that's pretty much sums it up. Like he's trying to be a man of God incorrectly. It's hypocritical.
Dude, I'm also looking at a video of him watching his son Shedeur Sanders. He's boxing, and he said, "My baby's so good, he might be the next Mayweather." So I think Deon's just kind of like delusional.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he definitely has CTE, right?
Probably.
Dude, I don't know, because he was kind of untouchable. He wasn't really like getting decked. He was like the fastest player in the NFL at all times.
So then, okay, we can't use that to excuse him for just being nuts. So he's probably just nuts.
Dude, this thing is like, it's like a meme. It's like player leaves Colorado, and it's like Deon Sanders on Twitter, and it's that one dude. If you've seen the dude standing in the street, he's like, your clothes, whack. Your hair, whack. That's true.
Yeah. But that's basically what Kendrick did to Drake, like in one of the disses. So
it's crazy, man. We don't need any more beef in college football. Like,
we don't.
Let the kids play, man. They're just kids.
When you first brought up the Shedeur song, I thought that was a diss track on Xavier Smith. Like that's what immediately my mind went to. I was like, damn, that would be nuts.
Dude,
like,
that would be crazy.
Yeah. But all right, Tyler, go ahead. You gave us Chad Johnson, aka Chad Ochocinco. Another thing that should be mentioned, bro, changed his name to his jersey number. That's so cold.
Yeah, in Spanish, I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. But beyond him, I'm a fan of Randy Moss. Like no one really did it like him. Like there's a whole phrase like you mossed him. Like that's untouchable. No one was really doing it like him till him. And also shout out Deebo Samuel. That's just someone who's been consistent on my fantasy lineups throughout the years.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he gets those screen passes and just goes, man. Like, that's what I like to see.
Mm-hmm.
That dude's a tank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Beast.
He like a thug,
Swiss
too.
Army.
Nobody's going to take him down type of guy. I appreciate that type of demeanor on any athlete. When it comes to tight ends, like Gronk's my GOAT for sure. But I'm definitely a little biased. I love Cole Kmet and George Kittle. I linked with bro. We were chopping it up while I was DJing one time.
Oh, really?
He was chill. Yeah.
What was he? Was he like requesting songs?
Yeah, he was all like cooler than me. You know that little joint? Yeah. Like it's a good college joint. You know what I'm saying?
Like, dude, when you look at George Kittle, like he's got like the hair tied up, the tattoo. That's like that song. Probably like
he is cooler.
That
than
is
you
George Kittle
in every way.
Yeah. That's like Iowa football right there. Pretty much sums it up. Nah, but back to Cole Kmet. I feel like Stein can probably see this too, coming from the high school that had JJ come out of it. But me and Gav, both from Cary, like that area of football, like all the way through Chicago, there's a lot of players just built into like real discipline, whatever the sport is, basketball especially, football, etc. That's what I like about Cole Kmet. He's just like, if the ball's in his hands, like even if he gonna fumble it, like I can say like he gave it his all on every play. Like type of guy I want to be my tight end with this, especially
super physical runner.
Yeah, right. Like he gonna get through. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's what I like to see alongside these wide receivers on the Bears. Now our core is like insane, and we have
actually a crazy core.
Yeah, and we got Swift down. Like
I'm
running.
so
like
excited.
We look good on offense.
A lot of pass catchers. And hey, Cary area, Jalen Brunson is doing his thing in the NBA. He's got like 5 straight 40-point games in the playoffs right now. You guys play basketball with him at some point, right?
Dude, yeah, we were messing around at the buddy's birthday party. Shout out Evan Ambrose and his dad, Pat Ambrose, him and Matt. We're we're just on another podcast. I forget what it's called, but anyways,
that's funny, dude.
Yeah,
Jalen's been going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun to watch. I was playing pickup football with him, man. Like what?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Did you mention running backs at all?
I got a couple. I mean, I love me Marshawn Lynch. Like
Great pick.
GOAT, man.
Yeah.
GOAT running back.
that's honestly, yeah. Like I'm saying, like the GOAT. He'd be at the media days, like I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm just here so I don't get fined. I respect that beyond belief. Freedom of speech is also freedom to not say anything. Like that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, respect to Marshawn.
In terms of Bears, though, Devin Hester's like the GOAT. If you put that in the running back category, I know he mostly did returns, but no one running like him. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, I like it.
QBs, as mentioned, I mean, I currently appreciate Lamar. I've been thinking about it a lot lately since his career's like, faded away. Tom Brady might be an all-time GOAT across all sports. Like
He might be.
He might be.
I don't know if it's even a might. I feel like a lot of people
possibility that he's good.
Considering Netflix just did like a $250 million roast on him, like, that's probably safe to say that he's one of the
Tyler,
GOATs.
you getting on the roast?
I
feel
mean,
like that's kind of a roast. Like Tom Brady might be one of the GOATs.
I don't know. I feel like not everyone would agree with that. I didn't want to come off on the limb and be like, oh, guaranteed that's the GOAT. Like some people might get all salty and be like, Michael Jordan, what you talking about? But no,
Right.
that's even up for debate.
Some
So,
people would say that Jerry Rice is the greatest football player, not Tom Brady.
Yeah, like, I don't know about that. Look at the rings, man.
Right.
Yeah, the rings speak for themselves.
They're not going to take them away from him. I mean, he was with like the GOAT coach, just like how Jordan was with the GOAT coach. Like, it kind of makes sense. But
Hey, I respect your range here. You got Lamar Jackson and Tom Brady, two very different players in literally every asset. So
That would,
respect.
that would make for a really good offense, like how the Saints were with Taysom Hill and Derek Carr. Like
Running
with a
Tom
two-quarterback
Brady,
offense, that would be unbeatable.
speaking of depth, do you want to hear my third QB?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, talking Bears all the time. Unironically, it's Jay Cutler, man.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. I knew it was going to be there.
Yeah.
Smoking Jay is the GOAT.
You gotta love Jay, like absolutely zero leadership, just chucks the pigskin as hard and as far as he can. It's gonna get in their hands if you got a good offense surrounding him. That's all I need, honestly.
Yeah.
What was he like as a player? Like, was he a leader as a quarterback?
It's funny because Kyle Long, who was a Pro Bowler with the Bears, he said that Jay Cutler was the best leader he's ever been around.
What?
Right. Isn't that insane?
I feel like that's absurd because every other person that's played with him is like he didn't really talk much.
Yeah,
like,
he didn't do anything. Right. Nah, hey, two sides to every coin, I suppose. So I don't know. But yeah, no, either way. I mean, he statistically is probably the best Bears quarterback in history. So
Oh yeah, statistically,
yeah,
but
hopefully our golden boy can break some of those records.
Yeah. Speaking
hopefully.
of, we were talking about Tom Brady earlier. You guys watched that roast? Did you see at least some clips of it? It was pretty funny, man. They were relaxed about it. They let him say anything.
dude, that one about his ex looked like it stung. Like I can't even.
Dude,
lie.
which one, bro? They made so many jokes about his wife.
Dude, that and the amount of Aaron Hernandez jokes on there, I was
Yeah.
like, wow, it doesn't even really affect him at all. They were just ripping on Aaron Hernandez. So
Yeah. I mean, he was a murderer. I feel like
right. I'm not saying it's not justified.
it is
going-
definitely controversial, though. I'm with you.
Yeah.
They're going from Tom Brady, the roast of Tom Brady, to the roast of Tiger Woods.
Really?
So I feel like it's just going to kind of be like a lot of overlapping content there. Like,
Dude, yeah, there's gonna be like, how many times did you drunkenly crash your car? Like,
and he's just going to have to sit there and take it.
Yeah.
It's going to be funny. I thought the best joke was the ones on Gronk, just making it seem like Gronk's a little kid. Like, it was so somebody was like, I could tell Gronk was here tonight because there was no more chocolate milk left in the fridge. I was like, that's funny, bro.
Oh my god, yeah, poor Gronk is trying to just sit there and enjoy a roast, and then
Yeah.
all these people. You could tell that some of the things just completely went over his head. He was sitting there like,
Yeah.
dude, I need to
Like,
watch
said
this
no
thing
idea.
through. That's
I
hilarious.
think at
It's
some
like
point-
3 hours, but
at
it's
some
pretty good.
point,
It's
Rob
pretty
was
good.
Just like, why is everything about me? Why is everything just telling me I'm stupid? Like, I swear I'm not stupid.
No, I had to mix it up. You know, there were some good performances. I didn't know who this Tony dude. I don't know what his last name is. but
Tony
he came up
Hinchcliffe?
there. Yeah, he came up there and
Hilarious.
annihilated everyone. It was crazy.
Watch his, have you ever heard of Kill Tony?
I have heard of that. Yes,
That's
okay.
his show. You should,
Oh,
you should
okay.
check it out. He's really funny.
But yeah, that was hilarious.
Who's that comedian I like? What's his name?
Which comedian you?
You know what I'm talking about.
Tony
Gavin.
Hinchcliffe. That was funny. They had Kevin Hart.
talking
no,
about
no.
the machine.
The guy who was like doing the Sean Diddy Combs.
Oh, Tim Dillon?
Yeah, Tim Dillon is hilarious. Sorry, a
Yeah.
little bit off topic, but like, Zach, you ever seen Tim Dillon?
I don't think I have. No,
You need to crack into it, like, or maybe not right now, but sometime. Sorry, that's a little off topic.
not on the air, but no, that's awesome. I love it. Well, let's see. You gave us wide receivers, you gave us running backs, you gave us quarterbacks, you gave us tight ends. That's your team, right?
Yeah, minus the line, which I'm lacking knowledge there. I feel like
That's valid. Hey, you would just really love Laramie Tunsil.
Okay.
What did you guys? What did you think about? I think Joe Burrow mentioned this somewhere earlier this week. He mentioned getting rid of the preseason and implementing a second bye week in the NFL. So it would kind of be, I think the way he described it was each team still gets their bye week, like you always would, but then in the middle of the season, there would be another bye week for every team. So it would kind of be like the NBA All-Star break where you get like a week and a half off. So yeah, it would probably be like a 2-week break for these guys in the middle of the season. And then that way you could have the same amount of regular season games, not have to drop any, just get rid of the preseason. Yeah.
Am I mistaken, or they just recently upped the amount of games they play, or was that only a proposition?
They did, yeah. Only a couple of years ago they added another game.
And they're thinking about doing 18 games instead of 17.
If they're going to run that, yeah, they ought to have another bye week. It's already declining as a sport in terms of just people that are interested in playing, and like the rules are getting super strict. If they want to keep people healthy, they ought to implement that, I think.
Yeah. I think the first time they added another game, the trade-off that they gave the players was that they kind of stopped drug testing for certain drugs.
Bro, what?
Like Viagra?
Yeah, I mean, there's a give and a take, you know what I mean, for the players. So they're like, we don't really want to play another game, but if you're going to give us another game, let me use cannabis or something like that.
Right.
You know? So I feel like it's a pretty even trade-off. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't mind that idea. Like, it would suck having a bye week in the middle of the NFL season. It would be probably like the biggest college football week of all time. But yeah, other than that, like, I'm totally for it. Like, whatever, I feel like always whatever the players want, in my opinion, like, that's what's best.
I think I like it too because, I mean, for preseason, it's like, for the most part, you just see a lot of injuries. I mean, obviously, it's a big opportunity for, like, you know, the second and third stringers to get reps and stuff, but sometimes that also means, like, you know, the rookies who were just drafted, you get really talented rookies who, you know, tear their knees up. Like, I remember there was Washington drafted running back Darius Geis from LSU. He had some off-the-field stuff, so he didn't really turn out. I don't know if y'all remember Darius Geis. He was a beast at LSU. But, yeah, he obliterated his ACL in, like, his first preseason game and was never the same on the field. Right? Yeah. And so, I don't, you know, there's just stuff like that where it's just really unfortunate. So I would be in favor of, like, you know, maybe at the very least taking a preseason game out. Like, they used to have 4, now they have 3. What if they only have 2? Maybe they only play 1. I mean, they want to market like the Hall of Fame game as the first preseason one, which the Bears are playing in. Shout out Bears and the Texans playing in the Hall of Fame game in August. But yeah, no, I think that you could definitely benefit and save a lot of knees, a lot of ligaments if you decrease the workload early on.
Oh, totally, dude. I'm all for keeping the players healthy. That's got to be the number one goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think if they're adding another game, it's probably just for like revenue purposes. Like, I don't think you obviously don't need another game in the NFL. Like, we're pretty satisfied with what we're being shown now. So yeah, I don't know. It's up to Goodell.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I know he was considering the 18-game season. I know a lot of players kind of don't want it, like what you were saying, you know, like, oh, well, let us have some fun, you know, if we're going to extend the season more. It's a lot of game time. I know Bears GM Ryan Poles, yo, you're shocked right now. What's going on?
Bayern's up on Real Madrid.
Oh, no.
That's nutty if I'm any bit educated.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
87th minute, 88th minute right now.
Oh,
don't worry about it, though, guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, by the time you watch this, it'll be...
Trending right now on Twitter is what a goal. That's trending on Twitter.
Wow.
At least my personal Twitter.
Wow. No, I see it. Yeah.
Zach, are you in the least bit tapped into these NHL playoffs at the moment?
You know, I've watched a couple games. For the most part, I don't think I am. I like the Oilers, so I've been pulling for them. But aside from that, no, I don't know if I have been.
About to be a tough series for them and the Canucks. Honestly, that's going to be a tight one. The Canucks are on a roll when they're usually not a great team, so that should be a battle to say the least. No matter which way it swings, I'm not sure honestly, but I know me and Gavin were up watching the Rangers-Canes game last night. Went into double Rangers overtime.
Game. Crazy game.
Yeah, and right as I was like, all right, I gotta bounce. Like, I can't just keep watching this game.
Yeah.
Like, you know, my girlfriend, I was supposed to be there an hour ago. right as I'm showering, I hop out like my bed hits. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I almost just cussed so bad. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, the bet hit, dude. I was happy for you watching that game. That was a crazy game, dude. Hockey is electric, especially playoff hockey. You get into the second, third round, like conference finals. It's nonstop. It's kind of like what I like about soccer is like you get a whole half of like 45, 50 minutes, no commercials, like no stops. They're just playing. It's kind of that way in hockey. You might get like a timeout in the middle of a period, but other than that, you get like 20 minutes straight, 25 minutes straight of just hockey. And they're going hard, man. It's fun to watch.
I was about to ask you. Well, here, you go ahead.
Thank you. My bad, dude. But just to reemphasize, like literally no commercials half the time.
Yeah,
and if they're running a commercial, like you said, it's because they have to.
Yeah, that's like half of the interest for me.
And through those long minutes, it's so fast. I mean, obviously they're on skates. It's like, you ever heard like Disney on ice? Like it's lacrosse on ice. On the ground with a puck. Like it's lacrosse being the fastest sport on 2 feet. Like they're going even faster, hitting each other even harder.
Yeah. I have a question for you guys when we come back. We're going to take a quick 30-second break here, and we'll be back. Looks like somebody just scored.
Real Madrid just scored.
Oh, man, it's getting interesting. All right, stay tuned. We'll be back in a sec. All right, we're back. Real quick, I just wanted to ask you guys, like, where would you rank in terms of sports to watch, like, the playoffs? Because we talk about, like, playoff hockey, like, electric.
Yeah.
I love playoff football, like, playoff basketball. Like, if you guys had to rank, like, you could say those three. I don't know anything about soccer, man. Is there playoff soccer? Like, isn't it just all a championship
It's
bracket?
what I'm looking at right now. It's Champions League. This is kind of pretty much playoff soccer, and it's electric right now. I don't have my eyes on the game, but I got my eyes on the scoreboard. There's playoff soccer to an extent.
All right, so then with those, what would y'all like rank? Like just how fun it is to watch different playoff sports?
Dude, this has been trending lately. This is such a tough question. I'll be honest, NBA might be like third or fourth. I think I might go
Playoff baseball too.
NFL playoffs has got to be number one, just because one game decides everything. It's huge. Literally every play matters. And then I think second I might go hockey, just because of the pace of play. And it seems like a series changes, like from game 1 to game 7. Strategy and just like energy changes, like the way guys are playing, and it's really interesting to watch. Really exciting stuff. I don't know. I think I would probably go NFL, NHL, NBA. Although I don't know, it's different once you get to the finals and everything. Like I don't know. I'm not like, this might be a hot take, but I'm not like a big fan of the Super Bowl.
Really?
Like I'm more a fan of like the AFC Championship, NFC Championship.
Yeah, that's
like
valid.
those are cooler games in my opinion.
That's valid. Yeah. What about like playoff baseball? You guys?
Oh yeah, I forgot to even mention like a good crowd, a good like playoff baseball crowd, like Phillies or something. Like electric.
Yeah.
I would say purely playoffs to rank those. NHL's got to be number one. Like Gavin was saying, from game 1 to 7 each series, it's a whole different game every time, and that's just not the same for every sport. And I think that really sets it apart from the rest. But second, you got to hand it to the NFL. I mean, if it wasn't for the Super Bowl just being so over glorified, like being the grand finale, the most viewed thing on TV, give or take, it might be higher, but it's just too much pinnacle for me. Like all the playoffs got to be worth watching.
Yeah, and something that we mentioned, like I think a huge aspect of it that like low key underrated. Me and Tyler were watching that game last night. He had placed a bet on the Rangers, and part of his reasoning was they were down 1 goal, and he was like, but they're at home. Like, I bet you they come back and win this.
And they were up 1 game on the series.
So, like, why not, right? So he placed the bet, and then we're like, yeah, let's go Rangers. And we're like, dude, I expected this crowd to be kind of, like, electric. And it just really wasn't. I feel like the crowd is such a big part of, like, how big a playoff game is. Like, you think about Detroit this past season, like, the loudest crowds in the NFL. And, like, that was such a big part of it is, like, the fans have been waiting for so long. And like, oh my God, Real Madrid scored again in 90 plus 4 minutes.
Jesus.
So that like, you're thinking right now, I think this game is in Germany, but if you're like going into like a Champions League final game, like the crowds, the energy, you have like 120,000 people packed into a stadium, like it's insane. They got like pyrotechnics going on, just wild stuff. Like I feel like the crowd is like almost just as important as the actual product on the field or the court or, what have you.
I mean, like NFL teams fear playing like the Seahawks and the Chiefs just because. I mean, obviously the Chiefs are pretty good now, but like just because of the stadium, like the record-breaking like noise level that's in those stadiums, it's crazy. So I agree with you. I think it plays a part.
Yeah. Speaking of, ever heard of the nickname Madhouse on Madison? The United Center, the Blackhawks, is some of the loudest hockey stadiums out there. They literally scream through the entire national anthem. You got to go see it sometime if you haven't.
Like, yeah. I've only been to a Chicago Wolves game. I've never been to a Hawks game. So
got to go to a Hawks game. It's probably my favorite sporting event that I've ever been to. Like, no exaggeration. And I went when they were horrible, and it was still awesome.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's valid. If I had to give a rank of playoffs sports, I would say, because like I really don't watch a ton of hockey, but in the playoffs it's so good. So I would put that higher. I would say probably NFL playoffs got to be one for me. Honestly, playoff baseball might be number 2. It sucks putting NBA playoffs at 3.
I know.
It's become dramatic. Honestly, it's kind of like Bush League half the time, to be real with you. Like, we all know what's going to happen in this series. We're just waiting for the next one.
It's like, I feel you. It's straight up like theater at this point. Like, just the way some of these guys play. Like, I get like you're getting the best out of both teams, but like they're also just trying to like sell calls and stuff and like trying to make everything such a big deal. I don't know. And it's tough because like, 7-game series, you could get by not watching the first 4 games. Like, it's fine, but I don't know. You'll miss something, I guess. But NBA, it is a little bit slower. A lot of dead balls, like so many fouls. It's actually crazy. That's why hockey, soccer, like start getting into that. And if you want to hear a take, you ready for this take? Crazy take. Myself. Yeah, this might break ground. By the year 2044, all right, soccer will be the number 1 sport in America.
Whoa.
Yeah. Football, European football will overtake American football.
Okay.
I think because in 1994, I think the World Cup was in like Atlanta.
Couldn't tell you.
Summer, it was like, I think it was in like Atlanta, maybe like a couple other cities around America, but like 1994 World Cup was in America.
It was hosted by the United States.
And the growth of soccer in the United States since 1994 was crazy. Like, it took off, like youth leagues all around the world. So many kids are playing. Like, now they're buying the jerseys. Like, that's when Manchester United was blowing up in America. I think America's hosting the World Cup in 2026. I think by the year 2044, the impact will be so great that soccer will officially kind of rule the world because it's the number 1 sport in like every other country. Mm-hmm. So I'm predicting a soccer takeover. Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I second that. I think with all this concussion protocol stuff coming out, more documentaries every year, it's just bound to turn the NFL into something that it wasn't supposed to be, and people aren't going to like it as much. And in addition to that, I'm not denying your take. I think that's actually not a bold, but more of an accurate looking prediction based on the facts you presented. I think, you guys might, along with a lot of other people listening, might hate this take, but I think lacrosse and hockey are going to be right up there with soccer in the States, at least, because
lacrosse.
Yeah, I mean, for the past decade now, it's been the highest growing sport across the youth. It's not stopped. In fact, there's been more better leagues such as the PLL developed, and it's actually gaining traction. Hockey's getting diverse. People are getting into that of different crowds. I think these high speed sort of skill sports such as hockey, lacrosse, soccer, basketball will stay popular. They're all in the same sort of category when you break them down, and that'll become the futuristic fan base for Americans, I think.
So we're giving it 20 years, and then the baseball, basketball, football trio that it seems to rule America is going to be hockey, lacrosse, and soccer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it'll still be football, but not your football.
Yeah.
Did American football fall off?
Dude, apparently they will in 10 years. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. That's interesting.
Can barely hit anymore. We'll see if they change it to flag in the next 5 years.
Yeah, you can't even touch these quarterbacks these days.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, they're in the 9th minute of added time. Real Madrid's up 2-1, 4-3 aggregate, so I think they're gonna be moving on to the Champions League final. If you guys were interested.
Wow,
well, yeah.
There you go.
Real Madrid, not a surprise, but Bayern was up 1-0 like 10 minutes ago, so that's crazy. Right, guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
I totally
I'm with you.
Yeah, consciously agree with that for sure.
Any last thoughts for today, gentlemen? This is the last episode of the season, last episode at the University of Iowa. So.
It's been a great journey. It's honestly been a great year here at the KRUI studios. Shout out Zach. Shout out me.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, shout out y'all. Thanks for having me on. I can't believe I got invited to the last show. It's an honor.
Hey, bro, I just wanted to do something different. Wanted to mix it up a little bit. But yeah, thank you to everyone that's been tuning in all year. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. If you're not following us on social media, be sure to do that. We've been blowing up on TikTok recently, so go hit that Onside Kick Show _
Blowing up.
No, we have been, man. Hey, I'd say 13,000 plays, not bad, you know.
Wait,
for one video. Yeah, not bad. You know,
Yo, I didn't realize it was like that.
Bro, don't let us get one, because then it'll just be another after the other.
I'm saying.
I told y'all the Reels TikTok-y content is going to hit no matter what, and I guess it has. That's awesome to hear. Dude.
Yeah. So thanks to you guys.
It's vertical, it's going to hit.
Yeah. Now we just need like the bottom part to just be like a Family Guy clip.
Yeah, we need more like Subway Surfers, Family Guy clips.
These kids, they need dopamine, bro.
They do. That's if TikTok doesn't get like, you know, banned by the US, because right now I think they're like suing them back for some First Amendment. I don't know. There's some ongoing battle. Hey, regardless, follow us on TikTok so you can enjoy the last ride that we have on the couple months that we have left with TikTok, and follow us on YouTube, all that. But yeah, just want to echo what Gavin said. Shout out Gav, shout out Tyler. Thank you guys for your support.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you, KRUI, and we will see you when we see you. Take it easy.
Hags.